Hey guys, welcome back. It's Hypernova30 here, and we're going to do my big UU matter thing. Anyways, let's get out into the wild and start making this UU thing. And actually, I might want to even make it in here. Never mind. Now basically, the way this UU matter thing is going to work, and let me just get my inventory cleared out, is I'm going to be using logistics pipes with a couple other things to make an automated HV placing, UU matter creating thing. So I'm just grabbing some supplies I'll need. And if you haven't noticed, I like logistics pipes, and this is just another example of an awesome way you can use them. So, if you've ever heard of an HV solar, it is, people call it an HV solar, but it's actually a high voltage solar array. And basically, if you've ever done industrial craft, you'd know about the solar panel. And they just produce 1 EU per tick while sitting in the sunlight. And now, a high voltage solar array is basically a bunch of medium ones, which is a bunch of low ones, which is a bunch of normal ones. So it's just a more compact way to store your solars. And the way this works is 1 low voltage is 8 normal. So 1 medium is 64 normal, and that means 1 high voltage one is 512 normal solar panels. So, sitting right here, this tiny little solar panel, as long as it has a view to the sky, will produce 512 EU per tick, which is a massive amount. Now, what I'm going to do is an automated way to make a farm out of these. And, well, for that, we'll start to look at the recipe. So, the recipe for the high voltage solar array. Wait, first, if you've ever heard of a mass fabricator, and this is where I'm actually going to start today. Mass fabricator. A mass fabricator takes in power, so I will hook up that to it. And if I grab some cable, glass fiber cable, just because it's really, for me, the best cable, you'll notice that if this thing has a view to the sun, it will start producing electricity. And when this thing does, it will start powering the mass fabricator. And the mass fabricator takes direct energy and converts it into matter. And this thing will slowly make it. Now, the more HVs we have, the faster this thing will go. So this will quadruple the speed that this thing's going. Now, it's still kind of slow. Now, if we grab some scrap, which is made from recycling anything, or a scrap box, which is made by just putting scrap together, and basically you have your cobblestone, you have your whatever you don't want anymore, you can make it into scrap. So you can't look at the recipe, I guess, but yeah. Now, the scrap box is just a bunch of scrap. So it's like now if you put it in there, you get an amplifier, and this makes this thing go way faster while still using the same amount of energy. So these amplifiers are great, and we'll probably want to load our mass fabricator with them. Ooh, we hit 100% and we got UU matter. UU matter is awesome. Not only can it be used for making the most technologically advanced things in the IC2's final portion of the game, so quantum suits, and if you have the Gravity suit mod installed, that too, and those use UU matter in iridium plates. And I think the iridium plates, which are made from iridium ore, which is a hidden recipe. All UU matter recipes, I think, are hidden, aren't they? Or at least, okay, I guess some of them aren't. These are the only ones, but UU matter is used in tons of other places. So let's say if basically, the people who made it put in a secret little thing into the way the recipes are done. I'm not quite sure how they'd ever do it, but it makes it so in NEI you cannot research the recipes. But let's say we take UU matter and we put it into the eye shape. That will get us iridium ore, even though you saw there was no recipe. Now, ooh, did you see there? That was snow. That's iron. That's sticky resin. All sorts of different. I think there's something like this. There's tin. There's coal. So you can see you can create almost everything in the entire game just from having UU matter. And this is where this is going to come into handy. Because what I'm going to do is have HV solars power a mass fabricator, which is going to get me UU matter. And then that UU matter is going to craft more high voltage solar arrays. And then, of course, I will take some of the excess UU matter to put it into my barrel storage system over there. But for now, I think think we should get started on the mass fabricator itself. And the scrap production. So, I could hook this up to my quarry, but my quarry is quite unreliable, and, well, probably the most convenient way is a way I've seen a lot of other people do it, specifically Direwolf20, if you want to see his. His friend Soren used 512 of these. Insane. You don't really need that much. I'm going to use probably just a stack, which would be of... it's a thermal expansion thing, and basically it's just a block that's a cobble gen. And cobble is the most simple material to get, and, well, you know, it's really simple, and it can still be made into scrap. So I'm going to need some of those. Now I'm quickly going to assemble this off camera. Not the complex art, but the massive placing of blocks. This cobblestone gen idea I didn't get from myself, but the UU thing, that's mine. So, oh god, what's it called? It's like the, let's just type in magma, because I think it has something to do with magma. Magma? No, that's the wrong one. Maybe lava? Okay, wait, if I type in magma, find the item ID, 2002, then I type in 2002, they should all be here. Igneous extruder, there it is, Mr. Igneous extruder. Basically what you do is you grab some water and some lava, probably in, most preferably a can, so can. Just some water, and that's biofuel. I'm looking for lava. Lava and water. And you put it in this. It will start, it doesn't matter how much, and it'll just start infinitely making cobblestone. You can also choose smooth stone, and it will start making smooth stone for you. Takes a bit longer, and it does use water. Remember how when you make smooth stone it uses up water? Well, and it uses up the tiniest bit of lava when making up smooth stone. See, like, the tiniest bit. When making cobblestone, it is completely free. You notice, 192, 2000, you know, not changing. You can also make obsidian, which is, of course, the slowest. Oh, it's crawling along. And that uses, I think, water and lava. If I'm... Oh, there's just not enough lava, because we made the smooth stone, remember? So, that should be enough. Does it use the water too? I'm not sure. Yes, it does, I think. It uses water, because if I put... Yeah, so you can make obsidian with this thing. I think they really should have a diamond in this recipe, because, well, you know, you can get obsidian now without diamonds. What's the recipe for this thing? But see, it would be problematic, so maybe if there was like a diamond shard or some sort of way to prove that you've had diamonds, but, you know, doesn't use one per machine. Yeah, that's just me rambling at this point. Let's start placing these things down. There we go. Now, what am I doing? 4x4, this is 16. So this is... You know, I could do like a tower of these. Now, I'm just going to go around and fill these things with lava cans. And thank God I don't have to go into the inventory, because that would kill me. And now let's just fill these things with water. And you notice they turn on, they light up when you start going. So these things all should now have some water and at least some lava in them. Some of them have way more than others, but they all have at least one bucket, I'm pretty sure. And they're all making me cobblestone. Now, the router is a very interesting block added by factorization. And basically, the way it works is it can interact with all adjacent inventories. So as long as this inventory is adjacent to this one, and this one's this one, and it can even interact with this one, just because there are inventories connecting them. So this is very useful for mass-scale operations, like the one I'm pulling off right now. And actually, I think I can't do this yet. Let me make sure. So, there are some upgrades for this, and I think they're labeled, yeps. So, you can notice here there are router upgrades. Well, I'm going to want the item. I'm not sure if I want the item filter. I'll definitely want the speed. I want bandwidth. Bandwidth means it can pull a stack out instead of individual items. Speed means, well, it's just faster. Thoroughness, I don't really know what that is. I think it's about filling up inventories. Ejector, I'll want that. probably everything I need. So I'm pretty sure you shift and you install it. Yeah, there we go. So now with this button, we'll show you the ones you have. So bandwidth, speed, and then this one says eject. So I'll want to eject to, what should I eject to? I could probably eject to just some pipes or something. Yeah, pipes. You know what? This is a place where pneumatic tubes would come in more handy because they don't drop items. So I'll just hit eject to, because I don't know which way is north, south, east, and west, I'll just put them up. Eject to top, and then I can kind of have it come around like that. Cool. And that's where I'll have more stuff. Now, extract and insert. What's this? Extract. So I want to extract from top sides. No. Maybe south, north, east, west, bottom, from anywhere. That's pretty much what I'm looking for. Extract from anywhere. Oh god. See, I'm just waiting for cobblestone to magically appear. And it looks like it's not. See, I really thought it would be bottom. Doesn't this look like the bottom slot? Now wait, I think there is something about this thing can't be colored. Right? There we go, it just took the stack. See what I mean? So it can't be colored. I'm just going to leave the blue because, well, I can't imagine it ever inputting water or, you know, accidentally. Oh no, I spilled extra water into these things. That'd be so bad. It would take 3 buckets away. No, so I'm not going to bother with the blue sides, but the orange sides I will bother with. So now once I've done this, this thing should be able to, well, extract from those sides. Now pneumatic tubes are pretty smart, so I might want to just hook up a chest here and see if this thing does it, you know. Do we have the eject thing? Eject top? Is this not... Do I have to have the chest right above it? Does that work? Yeah, there we go. Now it's putting cobblestone there. And, now I'm not sure why it's not taking their cobblestone. Eject from... What side? Why you no work? It worked for a second. Insert. I don't really want to insert. I want to extract from some sort of... Oops. Well, maybe that will fix my problem. I don't know. I've not really used routers much before, if you can't tell. That should be good. Whoa. Did I just see an HV solar? Okay, that's the one. I accidentally must have clicked it from my inventory. I want to extract from top sides. Cool. And eject to top. So this should fill this chest with... Like, it worked once, and then it just stopped working. And it only worked on one of these machines. Somewhere in here, there's no cobble. Okay, seriously? What's going on here? Why are you not extracting from the top side? Do you think I really might need to not have these things on either? There we go. Now it's working. You know what? I might just... Wait, the yellows... Ooh, you know what? I have a better idea than all this. This is turning out to be too fancy schmancy. Can I... Ah, oh, dang it! I was really hoping I could put these in, because then it would work. Never mind. I'll put them back. Frick. Okay, I'll come back when I have this thing figured out, because obviously I'm a retard with, routers. Yay, I got it to work. So it turns out you need to have this sort of top. Not a non-input, because then it stays there, but one of these, and then it seems to pull. And you see it's just rapidly grabbing cobblestone from all sorts of places here, and putting them in the chest. Cool. Oh, wait a second, if I put this here, then this one's connected. I'm not sure. That might be actually a really bad thing to have. So, just a minute. This will spam my inventory. Don't want any cobblestone. Delete all cobblestone. Yay. Thank God that button's there. Now I'm wondering, can I have... You sure I can't have tubes? Which side is this? So I want to have the eject to top, south, north. Oh, you know, I might need to attach a chest so it has a destination. Look at me. So this way should be north. Never enter. Wait, so that way is north. So this should be eject to north. That if I put a chest here, the chest doesn't get filled up. Is this not north? This is south. I get. How was I supposed to know this was south? And now it's already just spammed. Why does the cobblestone not like the pipey? Ooh, I know. Relay. Relays are very cool. Basically, they spit out items. They act like an inventory, so basically for this exact purpose, when anything goes into the inventory, it just plops it out the back. If it has a destination, so. Yeah. Cool, so that should register as an inventory. And, but it will... It also does that if there's no tubes. And I'll just attach a chest for now, and put all my cobble in there. Holy! Look at that! This thing's just pumping out cobble. In fact, I might not even need 64, I might just need one more layer. So I'll add one more layer, and see if I need any more. And I wonder, will these things ejecting to the bottom put them... Let me see, because I just realized something. Let's say this thing's creating cobblestone. Yeah, I think it just gets put into the bottom. Yeah, did you notice that? Look. Dang it. I think I might... Is that good or bad? I think that actually might be good. I'm just going to leave it. Whatever. But fill these things up with water, nice and just randomly like that. Fill it with lava, quite randomly like that too. And now, you got yourself a cobble farm. Not sure why this one's not going. There we go. Didn't give him any water. Might want to just double check that everything has water. And I think I might not even have to change these ones because they're just immediately ejecting to the bottom. Which actually works quite well because it just dumps into these ones. Which then gets pulled out by this thing. And wow, look how much cobble we're just getting by the second. And there's even a cobble buildup inside the machines here. Awesome. And by this, we can just keep on attaching more and more, and I'd like a gigantic column, which will get us more cobblestone generation. Awesome. Well, we should start putting this cobble somewhere, and we need to put it into recyclers. Recyclers. Now, recyclers basically take cobblestone, or any other item, but cobblestone's the cheapest. I think everyone kind of use cobblestone or dirt, and they use energy as well. HV solar me, or you know what, even just give me a cable. They cannot take HV current, I'm sorry, forgot about that. For that, just grab some transformer upgrades. Remember, those allow it to take fancier versions of current, so transformers. And I might also want to get myself overclocker upgrades. I'm not sure if I've shown these ones yet. They're very handy. Basically, what they do is they overclock it. They make it go way faster. So if I add 3 of these, that should be good enough. Got power. And if we put, look at the speed it's doing. So slowly, one by one, we'll take the cobblestone, and you have a random chance to get a single piece of scrap. Oh, it's going to take forever. If we grab some overclockers, well, 64 overloads it, 32 does, 16. It's doing some sort of weird pulse thing. But there's a perfect amount, which I'm pretty sure is 9. Or, you know what, 10 might be the perfect amount. I don't know. It always changes for me. I can never find... I think it might be 10. 10 overclockers is... Ooh, 11's faster. See, generally it maxes out and then starts to glitch out after a certain amount. See how it's starting to slow down at 13? So I'm pretty sure 12 is probably the perfect amount. And, well, look at this thing. Just chew up cobblestone into scrap. And then we dump the scrap into our mass fabricator, which has already created 15, and that's without amplifier, because it ran out a long time ago. And we will get UU matter, which then will create more HVs, and you'll see the giant cycle go round. But we might want to, now that this chest will soon fill up from the massive amount of cobblestone we're producing, we might want to grab a recycler bank. And I forgot I need to do the HV current stuff. So right now, I'm not really in need of this system right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside here and find a nice place where you can see the sun. I think you know what I'm doing. Grab some HV solars and just place them all kind of like right there. And I just want to make sure they all have a view to the sun, because leaf blocks, even though they are transparent on fancy graphics, I'm actually not sure. Maybe if you do switch back to fancy, you maybe, no, probably not. But these things will soon, well, produce energy for me. Cool. Now, transformer upgrades are a bit better than having the transformers in the wire, because it just allows a little bit more current to pass through. So, that looks pretty good. Now, I need to apply some of these things. So remember, 3 and 12. I think I can do that. 12. In fact, I might not even need 3. I'm just putting 3 in. I think I only need 2. But better be safe than sorry. There we go. So these are all set up. I might not need that many recyclers. I only need 4 probably. Because with all these super overclocked speed things, I will be going at such a fast speed, it will be kind of... Oh, dang it, that was 12 right there. 1, 2, 3. 12. Cool. And they all have the upgrades I need, so I can attach the wire, and hopefully... No explosions? No explosions. Now, I'm not quite sure about how I'm going to feed items into these things, but I know I will be using relays. Relays are like hoppers, but they have a bigger inventory. Hoppers are actually from Buildcraft originally, but they were added by the vanilla Minecraft too, so that's pretty cool. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do here. See, I could do something really... See, I'm trying to have even distribution, and basically that means that not one recycler gets more than another, but that's kind of awkward to do. So what I might need to do is something really weird. I might need to do this. See, because a relay counts as an inventory, but just immediately auto-ejects, this will probably work. There we go. Weird, haphazard system created. And basically you see, when the items come to this, they have an equal length. See, red powered items in tubes, they want to go to the inventory that's closest to them. So, if it's an equal distance, like this, this, and this, they'll just split up randomly. Not randomly, but evenly and perfectly. So, this will help me create my cobblestone, with still having a gigantic buffer. And, just for extra bufferness, I'll do that. Ooh, I want... You know what I'm trying to do. That. No, that. That. There we go. Cool. And soon, once it... There we go. And then this chest... Oh my god. Look at all that cobblestone. Yikes. Cool. I'm a bit OCD if you haven't realized that yet. Oh god, that's gonna annoy me forever if I can't place the block. Place the block. Oh. Okay. That looks pretty good. Ooh, and that actually needs to be a wire. Anyways, no, that's just a little bit more pretty and basaltish. Yeah, we got this stuff, and it's just creating scrap like mad. Look at that. So cobblestone should be doing even distribution in this system here. Looks kind of crazy, looks kind of cool. You notice the recyclers are flaring on and off, so we might just grab... See, I'm wondering, these things... No, it's ejecting well. I'm wondering if these relays are lagging the cobblestone out. But I couldn't imagine it, really. Anyway, these recyclers are so fast, they're not producing enough scrap, though, so I might just add one more layer of these. And remember, now that we've got it kind of set up, literally all we need to do to set up a new layer of these things is just set it up like that, and then grab a little bit of these, and then just kind of make sure all of them have some. And because of their standard eject to the bottom, they will immediately start making cobblestone for me. Yeah, so I didn't do the water very neatly, but I mean, I can't imagine one of them not having any. And now, these things, every time it pulses, we'll get 3 cobblestone. And we'll also be pulling out faster, and we'll look at all that scrap we're getting already. We'll kind of need to pull it out. And, how should I pull it out here? I'm going to have a chest for scrap. I know that. I'm going to have all my scrap go into a chest, then have that be going into the... I'm going to have 2 mass fabs, maybe 3. Nah, 2 will probably be good, and I'll probably put the 2 right here. Cool. This is looking pretty cool already. Anyway, with this cobblestone stuff and the scrap being created, we're getting an overload now because the scraps are full. So I'll just take the scrap out so this thing can continue running. And the scrap can go in this chest. Now, the problem with logistics pipes, one problem is that if you don't want connected networks, it's kind of awkward to have, you know, the power done. It used to be that logistics pipes didn't need power, but now that they need power, it's kind of awkward to have separate little systems for separate little jobs. So I'm going to have here is a retriever. And because of that retriever, I might want to move that chest and the mass fabs. But the retriever will go here. Now, remember, you can use a cover to separate the pipes. So if I grab a cover, and I'll show you what I mean by this, but if I grab some pneumatic tubes, and this only works with tubes, not pipes, and this is another reason why tubes are quite cool. Oh no, it's connecting. Oh no, it's connecting there too. Well, if we put a cover down in the right place, which is... There we go. It won't connect anymore. So I can go along here and just connect them all. Okay, there's something kind of weird about the placement of this, but there we go. And now it's connected. Now we can put that in the retriever. And the retriever is pretty cool because it can retrieve, take items out of... Actually, this won't work. Never mind. I just realized something. And that's... We're producing a lot here, and retrievers are meant for a bit slower systems just because they need to be pulsed. I could use a sorting machine if I was crazy enough. Just planning here, yikes. You know what? I think I'll use sorting machines. And you're thinking, wait, sorting machines, aren't those used for sorting? Yeah, well, they're used for sorting too. But this is another use of sorting machines, which I find almost as useful as just general normal sorting. Oops, and I don't want that to connect because that will cause some weird funky stuff to go on. But remember, these covers are quite useful for having stuff separated. And just because, yeah, I'm OCD. There we go. Ooh, that feels better. Now I'll need a screwdriver, and a screwdriver is kind of like the red power wrench. It lets you rotate, customize, whatever, your things that are red power, not buildcraft or industrial craft or whatever other mod you're using. Ooh, and I do not want this right here to connect either. Cool, so they're completely separate systems. Now, Ooh, my tubes went away. I want this to go pulse into some chest right here. And basically the way this will also need power, and for that I might just go out here, and eventually I will have some sort of better power system, but it needs blue trick power, which is, again, generated by, you guessed it, solar panels, except, interestingly enough, this is the only way to get power. There is another way. It kind of stinks. There's also windmills, which are added pretty new. The other type of power is, like, you put lava and water next to a block, and it generates a little bit of power, based on, I guess, the heat differential. It's okay. It's mainly used for caves where you can't get it, but I'll put a little strip of solar panels out there. And a good thing about red power is that instead of having the fancy wiring types that Industrial Craft has, it's a bit easier to connect stuff, as if an inventory that has power is connected to another inventory that has power, it works. And in fact, I might make these final two here battery boxes. Actually, I'll just have it like that, I guess. I only need one bat box. This is just sorting machines. Sorting machines do require a little bit of power. Not much. Very, very little. And battery boxes are the way you can store it. So, you'll notice it's just kind of putting power, evenly distributing it across the network. So once these things get up to green, in both categories I'm pretty sure, I can start using them. And you'll see they'll drain and they'll fill as they try to create a balance. But I can speed this up by getting myself some batteries, and I'm pretty sure these are the full ones. And just kind of putting some extra energy in here. Sweet, just helping out the system. Cool, now it's ready. And the solar panels will take care of me for later. I do need to clear up my inventory as I'm getting way too much stuff. Okay. Now these things have a special mode which lets people pull from them. Ooh, and yikes, look how full this stuff is getting. This will cause a problem pretty soon. So I better get these sorting things pulling out scrap soon. So I'll want this mode right here. And this means auto pulse. And this should mean anything. I'm pretty sure that will start pulling out scrap, yes. So this thing basically says, whenever there's an item that I can pull out, pull it out. And this thing right here says, pull entire stacks out of anything. So I'll set all of these. And why I use this is they cause less lag. So, a problem with redstone pulsers and timers is they cause a bit of lag in my world, and considering how much stuff I'm going to have here, I want to minimize lag, as this thing is like lag central, let alone what I'm going to be building here. And you look at all that scrap we're producing at this point. This is insane. Now this is because we kind of have a bit of extra cobble backlogged up. Once the backlog clears, our scrap production will go down a little bit, but it'll still be the crazy, crazy amount it is right now. Now the next thing is I'm going to want scrap boxes instead of just the scrap. And a big reason for this is just because it fits nicer into the mass fabricator. Now for that, I'm going to be using fabricators, which are added by Zycraft, one of the new awesome Zycraft things. And remember, this is the one that I showed in my survival, where you can search up a recipe and, you know, in NEI and hit the question mark button, it goes in there. And then when you have these inventories in either an adjacent inventory or in here, it goes and crafts. Now what I'm going to do is type in scrap box. Scrap boxes. There we go. Scrap boxes. And the moment I hit this, it will put the recipe in, and I'll make a ton of them. Grabbing the scrap from this inventory, and shows the recipe. I love that rendering. That's so cool. And makes a ton of scrap boxes. Awesome. Now, and you'll notice it will pulse again every time there's enough scrap for it to make another scrap box. So now we have automated scrap box making. Sweet. And, yeah. So now I'll just get the fabricators finished, and that will be the end of part 2. I mean, part 1. Sorry. Part 2 will come later. Mass fabricator. And I'll want to put these a bit farther back here so they have access to the electricity. Now, I'm going to want to pull from this. I'm just kind of thinking about In fact, sorting machine might be the answer again. Yeah, sorting machine's the answer. That means I will have to put this here. And it seems I'm using a lot of red power, even though this is a very industrial craft build. And, well, industrial craft, yeah. Even though this is supposed to be a logistic pipe build, like over here, I'm using a lot of the red power stuff anyways. And that's just because logistic pipe systems are meant to be big. When you're just eluding a little connection like this, it really doesn't need to be logistics. Anyway, I'll want this thing to pull, and I'll want to hook it up to the power. And remember, because power travels through inventories, this will work actually. And it will get power from those solar panels out there, and from the bat box storing energy up here, and you notice it filled up completely now. So, it's already putting scrap boxes in the wrong place. It shouldn't be going in the top, which is, I guess, the side. It needs to be going into the bottom, which should be right around there. Yikes, I just can't place stuff today, can I? Cool, and scrap boxes should go into the correct place this time. Yay. And I will put this other scrap boxes just in here. Now, if they're not accepted... Ooh, no, there's no room for me. They'll head back to the sorting machine, where they'll get clogged up. And the sorting machine now realizes that it's clogged up. And it will not try to pull any more items out at this point. And I'm just going to redo the stuff a bit here so it looks nicer. If I do that, and then I do that, and then I do that, and then I do that. Cool. Now, oh no, it's going in the side. Dang it. Didn't have enough time to put a cover on that. Anyway, remember, I think that might have unclogged it. But soon it will clog up again, as soon as it tries to pull more scrap out. Now, a cool thing is hollow covers. And basically, there's not one for all blocks, but there's one for most blocks. Most vanilla blocks, aesthetic blocks, and red power blocks. And basically what these are, is these are the covers that you've seen, except they're hollow. And, well, why would I ever want a hollow cover, right? That just defeats the whole purpose. Well, the pipe can go through it. And you're thinking, oh, well, then what's the point? Well, imagine I have a cobblestone wall right here. Now, what looks better? Oop. I probably should have placed it right there. Look how nice that looks. It goes right into the wall instead of having this weird space around it. That looks a lot sweeter. So, I'll be using those. And not only that, but I will want to just take away the dirt and put some of these cool ones. I love the Zycraft blocks like that. And, remember, hollow. And because there's not one of this exact block, I'll be using probably the green sapphire ones, which just happen to look... You know what? I might even just leave it open. Just like that. Just because there's no matching one, but if there was a matching one, I'd use it. Maybe even this. Yeah, I guess nothing really matches. It's okay. This should look good. And, so we're inserting scrap into our mass fabs. Now, the mass fabs need energy. Remember? So if we hook up this glass fiber cable right here... Whoa. What's this? It's using the scrap boxes while producing more, while still using this over here. Remember? While using this, and we have the gigantic chain, and why are you not... Ooh. This top needs to be okay. So these ones... Will you get pulled from now if I do this? Yes. Okay. So I guess only the second row has that advantage of not having to be... I was wondering why it didn't seem that different. Okay. So I guess you should just do this for every single one of them. But I guess that second row kind of got off free. But if you're wondering why that happened, is because the bottom is not an output, it's still an input. So, yeah. I mean, it's still an output, not an input. It's an output. The top of this one is still an output too. so an output and an output won't really work. So now I should be getting stuff pulled out of these ones too, and I would like to fix this row, but it's okay. Anyway, with the mass amount of cobblestone flowing through, mass amount of scrap flowing through, mass amount of scrap boxes being made, and UU matter being made. Ooh, UU matter. That's the final thing. I guess I'll just use these ones again. I really do like sorting machines because they cause so little lag. And another cool use for covers here. Oh no, how am I going to connect this over this? Don't worry. Covers are here. If I just grab a cover, what's a nice looking cover? Do basalt, because everything else is basalt. Basalt, basalt, and basalt. Well, now my wire can run right over on top of my pipes and connect up to the sorting machines on the other side. Now remember, I want this mode, connected to some pipes. Can go into a chest. Don't spit the UU at me. Anyway, we should be producing UU matter now. Awesome. So, while this may look like free UU matter, and it is a very effective UU matter production station, I want more. And you will see why this will become such a unique build soon. But I did need to build this anyway, so I'm just going to grab an EU reader. Come on, there it is, EU reader, the one not damaged item in the middle of all this. And let's see how much energy is going through. So right now we're producing 3,072 out of this, right? That's 512 times 6. And that's because we had 6 of those HV1s, which all produce, which each are made out of 512 solar panels. Now out of that, we have some of it's getting lost in these ones, and you'll notice it's starting to get a bit shakier. And if you click and you wait, I think I click this one, it does an average measurement. So if we hit it again, that's the average. So we've lost a fair amount. We've lost like 300 energy into these recyclers, just because normally recyclers... Okay, that's actually a big problem. Okay, better fix this quick. We need a recycler. And if you're wondering why it's a problem, it's just because the upgrade's in it, not the actual machine itself. Transformers. Where'd the other ones go? Overclockers. No, I got 52. I don't want 52, I want 12. Right, 12, yeah. And connect the wire up. Cool, it's working again, producing me scrap again. Yeah, and the cobblestone's a place to go again. Look at that mad amount of cobblestone we're getting at this point. This is insane. And you'll see why I didn't use my quarry is because my quarry is not only just not as fast, but it's also a bit unstable, you know. What happens if I hit a dirt patch or a marble patch or, you know, something else? A lava. It stops running. Ooh, and this one's not even... I don't think I'm producing enough scrap, am I? And see, these things aren't always running, are they? So I might want to add even another row of these things. This is getting kind of insane at this point. But I can't imagine needing more than 64 of these. So I will play with this a little bit more after the episode, trying to balance it out and make it perfect, right? Because, well, I don't want the mass fabs to go so fast that I don't have a booster for half of the time, especially in the second mass fab, while the first one still, yeah. And grab that water and lava cans, and just well, fill it up with water and lava. Making sure all of it has, you know, water. Good. Good. Can't. There we go. Lava. Sweet. And now that these things are all filled up, producing cobblestone, which is getting ejected even faster, these things should be having a bit more runtime, producing more scrap boxes, filling up this one and this one a little bit better. So I guess this one will just kind of sit here, producing nowhere as near as much as this one. In fact, I'm not even sure. This one might be a waste at this point. Yeah, I think this one's just wasting energy. I'm sorry, Mr. MassFab. I don't need you anymore. And this thing will run faster now. And you see it just ate up that scrap box. Like, watch this. Just scrap box. Bazinka. Bazinka. Just eats them up. So, scrap may not be running the whole time, but it's at least there, and it's definitely boosting it. It's kind of hard to beat that in size, but I might even make it larger after this. But anyway, I will tweak this between part 1 and part 2, but we are producing UU matter, and at a quite fast rate, considering the amount of energy that's heading into this one mass fab and amount of scrap. I mean, look how often we get a scrap box. That's kind of insane. Anyway, guys, that's Hypernova 30. I hope you enjoyed the episode. This has been a long time in planning for me. Just never really made the episode. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, and thanks for watching.